Bye, 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 bye. Everybody come and join. We're talking about the NFC South today. And I'm Tom Brady. And I gave it away. The Masked Singer.
What is up, everyone, and welcome in to the MJT Football Channel. I'm the M. You heard from the J at the beginning of the show, Joe Morley down below me, and the T, Tony Tucker, is here as well. We are about to do our division preview for the NFC South. We have gone through these divisions, been going division by division, giving previews. If you're looking for your division, it might be on the playlist, so go check out the playlist for division previews. Just make sure you're subscribed to the channel with notifications on. Like the video helps out a ton in the algorithm. Guys, how you doing? That was a great intro, Joe, by the way. I had no idea where you were going with it, but apparently, if the rumors are true, you might be onto something.
I did not know this was a thing, but thank you for letting me find out in this fashion. I didn't hear this rumor about Tom Brady. I spent a lot of time on social media and get updates. I didn't know. But to find out in that fashion that's why he could be having the absence delighted me to no end. I think I'm going to have an asthma attack. I was laughing so hard. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, that's the big rumor right now. Is he's doing the Masked Singer in Hollywood. So that wasn't me at the beginning. That was actual footage from the show.
Oh, like behind the scenes stuff of Tom Brady?
Yeah, we pulled it here on MJT.
Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. This makes my prediction feel even better, which I can't wait to get to them. So everybody put your predictions for the NFC South. We're going to be doing those at the end. What's happening?
Yeah, we're going to get into, just like we did with the other NFC divisions, we're going to guarantee something good. Each person on this screen is going to guarantee something good that's going to happen for a team in the NFC South. We are guaranteeing something bad that is going to happen in the NFC South for one of these teams, and we are picking our favorite breakout player for the 2022 season of the entire division. Then we're going to give our division record predictions at the end. So like Tony said, drop your good, bad, and breakout player with your record predictions in the comments section. Really quick, takes a second, and you can compare yours to ours as we get into the show. One more thing about The Masked Singer. Am I the only one that does not like that show at all? Why is Tom Brady taking 10 days off from the middle of training camp to freaking go on The Masked Singer, a show that I think is kind of shitty?
I know why he's going on there, because he signed that big deal with Fox, right? To promote this is our new whatever. Tom Brady can't sing. Tom Brady can't dance. The only reason he's there is because he signed a $300 million contract with Fox. And now, he signed it with Fox to be their analyst person. So now it's like, hey, this is the guy who's going to be on here. And you got to do things when you get paid that kind of money. You do things you don't like. We've seen Terry Bradshaw on there. We've seen a couple other people that have ties with Fox on the Max.
This goes along with what we were saying about Tom Brady. When would he ever miss camp? When would he ever miss camp? Yeah. Never. And if these rumors are true, he's missing camp for some TV show, which I'm sure he didn't. He signed up when he was retired for those 2 weeks or whatever. I'm sure he did that and thinking he wasn't going to be at training camp. But, I mean, it's Tom Brady. He's going to be prepared for the season, but I've never seen Tom Brady willingly leave camp. And this is probably stuff that he's yelled at people for before, right?
Yes, and he probably had to go back and tell the Buccaneers, like, yeah, I know I retired. I know I tried to leave the team to go to another team in the same state down the road and become an owner and a player for them. And I know I signed up for the Masked Singer in the middle of training camp, but I'm coming back. And the Bucs were like, yeah, Blaine Gabbert, yeah, come on back. Come on back right now, actually.
Kyle Trask season for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this. Guaranteed good for the NFC South. I'll kick this one off because I'm sticking with the Bucs and I'm sticking with Tom Brady. Even with missing 10 days, this guy got suspended for 4 games out of a season before. They're going to be fine. My guarantee is that the Bucs will still be the Bucs. And spoilers for the end of the show, the Bucs will still be atop the NFC when it comes to the end of it and competing for a 1 seed in the NFC. Tony, you're guaranteed good. You're guaranteed good for this division.
My guaranteed good for this division is that the Saints make Dennis Allen look like the coach he deserves to be, that the Raiders ruined, possibly tried to ruin his reputation, but it is resurrected in good faith with the New Orleans Saints play this year, right? That they make him look like a competent, good head football coach, which is something the Raiders failed to do. Joe?
The Raiders and ruining is something that gets tied together a lot. But go ahead, Joe.
They did it to our
I
boy.
for one liked Dennis Allen as a Raider fan, and I was probably one of the only ones that still liked him. And I do think he got a bad shot. But anyways, I am with you guys, and I'm going to say the Saints defense is the good about this division, and that Saints defense is going to be top 5 defense, if not top 3 defense in the whole NFL. Saints defense is the good about this division.
Cam Jordan looks healthy from all the training camp clips that I've seen of him. Demario Davis, obviously, in the middle of that defense. They lost their safety, but then they replaced him with another guy that's maybe played at a higher level in his career than Marcus Williams was even playing at. Tyrann Mathieu ain't Tyrann Mathieu, but he made the Pro Bowl last year. He's still an all-pro level guy, an all-pro, all-time level mind, I guess, at safety. So they're still going to be very good on defense. I agree with that. Let's go with the guarantee bad. What's going to go wrong for a team in this division? I think that overall, when we look back at the Atlanta Falcons, we're going to see a new quarterback in town next year once again. I think that the Falcons QB situation is a mess. And I know you guys are big fans of Desmond Ridder. I like Desmond Ridder, but I'm not ready to put all my eggs into a Desmond Ridder basket yet. I don't think Marcus Mariota is a long-term answer. That's kind of an obvious. The offense is going to get Calvin Ridley back next year, so it'll be Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Kyle Pitts in the passing game. They're going to be a quarterback away from having a crazy offense again like they did with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Roddy White. Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley with a sprinkle of Tony Gonzalez in there, by the way. So I think that the Falcons this year, their offense may be even worse than it was last year, and it struggled a little bit. So that's my guaranteed bad. Falcons offense not going to be what it was. Tony, bad. What's thinking right now?
I have 2 different directions I'm going to go with, but I'm going to go with the one that I feel the most strongly about, and that is Matt Rule is not making it to Thanksgiving on this football team. That he will be out of a job and starting to look for college positions. Maybe he gets like an offensive coordinator position somewhere, or I don't even know, but I cannot see it working out. There's too much chaos going on. 4 quarterbacks on the roster. They didn't start either of their quote unquote starting quarterbacks. When you have 2 starting quarterbacks, that is a bad sign for your football team. And although I think hands down it should be Baker Mayfield, and maybe Baker could surprise some people, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. He's out of a job by Turkey Day.
Joe, who you toasting this year for the NFC South?
Well, I was going to go with the Matt Rule because I'm with Tony. I don't think he makes it through this season, and I'm actually looking at maybe the Falcons coach not making it through the season as well, right? This could be the division that has 2 openings, maybe even 3, depending on how it goes in New Orleans. Even though we like what Dennis Allen and the Saints can do, but there could be 3 openings in this division because of how it is. We all know the Bucs are going to do it. So one of the bads I think is going to be is the Atlanta Falcons, and they have a little bit of weapons, but their offense is going to be horrible. In one of the last sections, I talked about the Chicago Bears offensive line. The Atlanta Falcons give them a run for their money right here with this offensive line. And you got 2 running quarterbacks, and you got a quarterback in Marcus Mariota who is known to get hurt. I say that. I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but he's known. We've seen it, right? When he has to run for his life and he plays with that mentality of he's still diving for first downs and stuff like that, it's going to get ugly in Atlanta on that offense. And I hope that some of these young guys like Kyle Pitts and Drake London look good, but it's not. It's going to get ugly.
Yeah, and then when you even go and look at the defensive side of the ball, like you got AJ Terrell and then
Casey Hayward.
I mean,
Casey Hayward.
Yeah, Casey Hayward. So it's not even like they have a great defense either. Breakout player is the next segment. Again, drop your good, your bad, your breakout player in the comment section. I'm actually going to go with a little bit of a sneaky pick. I think Leonard Fournette is still going to be good this year, but maybe not the Leonard Fournette that we've seen in previous years. We saw him come into camp out of shape. I think he'll be in shape by the time the season starts. It doesn't take that long for an elite athlete like that to get in shape. But I'm going to go with his backup. I think Rachaad White has a similar play style. He can do similar things as Leonard Fournette. He's just younger, he's a little bit hungrier, with a little bit more juice in the tank to put onto the football field. I think around mid-season, we're going to get this workload in the backfield for the Buccaneers close to 50-50 if Fournette can stay healthy that long. That's another concern. Like you said, Joe, not wishing injury on anybody, but Leonard Fournette has missed time in seasons in the past, and if he misses time or Rachaad White gets on that field, he's going to be my breakout player for the South and really help this Bucs team as they deal with some losses on that offense when it comes to losing Antonio Brown, losing Rob Gronkowski. Tony, who are you going with for breakout player?
Okay, honorable mention to Desmond Ridder. I do think he's going to get to play this year and be really strong. But the player that I think we're all going to be talking about, potential steal of the first round, Chris Olave. He ended up in a great spot. Did I take your guy? I'm sorry. Sorry, Joe. I could go back to talking about Desmond Ridder and why I think that he'll be great. But Olave not having to be the wide receiver one there, and Jameis Winston, we've already seen, can throw a great deep ball. It's going to be an opportunity for Olave to step on the stage and be effective right away.
Joe, you got someone else?
Well, I had both of those guys. I like Ridder because, like Tony said, it's almost time that we see Ridder. It's like there's no doubt about it that at some point this season Ridder will be on that field. I'm not knocking anybody, but we're just saying it. And then I was going to go with Chris Olave because, look, he's going to get the opportunities. Winston loves to throw the damn ball around, right? And then not only do you have Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry on the opposite side, they're going to have to pick one of those two to stick, and you're going to get your wide open opportunities. So I like both of those. But now I'm going to go on another limb, and damn, I don't know, Tony. You took both of my guys quick, but I don't know. Let's go with Tyler Johnson of the Buccaneers, the wide receiver, because Russell Gage, we got to hope that he turns out to be, and we got to hope that Chris Godwin is their guys. And Tom Brady always finds some random wide receiver throughout the season that turns into something good, right? So I'm going to go with him. That's who my breakout is. And maybe he's a little bit older on the older side, but I think finally, because they're going to need some. Mike Evans already dealing with his annual hamstring injury, right? So there's going to have to be one wide receiver that comes out of that room, and I think it's going to be him that people don't know already, but will know by the end of the year.
I love our picks.
A breakout for him, too, is more like 40 catches and 550 yards with like 5 touchdowns. That is a, hey, I arrived at the season. Who is this guy kind of player?
Yeah, we'll revisit this because in this division, it feels like we all picked guys that really have a zero. They're starting at the ground here, and it's all up from here as long as they can just get in the games and ball out when they get in the game. So we'll see how that goes. All right, anything else? Any other shout-outs before we reveal? Because we're pushing through this one.
I mean, the easiest one would be go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought Mike was going to give a shout-out to J.C. Horn because we didn't get to see him last year, and I think that he's one of those players that could help change that defense complexion for the Panthers this year.
Yeah, I was going to give the Panthers a little bit of love in our division predictions, but I see a little bit of a spoiler down here on the screen that you guys kind of agree with me that they're not going to be like god-awful. I definitely think the Falcons are going to be worse.
Well, the Panthers defense, and I was going to bring it up earlier, it actually has pretty damn good talent on there, and that might be the reason why Matt Rule's let go, because maybe this defense doesn't play up to their caliber. But, Tony, not only do they have J.C. Horn, they have C.J. Henderson on the other side. Those are 2 top 10 picks in the last couple of years. Like, they traded for C.J. Henderson last year, and he came over. He got hurt right away, too. And they have Shaq Thompson as a linebacker. They have Brian Burns, who's one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. They have talent on that defense. And I don't know, maybe this is the year that Christian McCaffrey actually stays healthy throughout the whole year, and maybe that could do something. But I just think Carolina has more talent than we're giving them. They're just outmatched, outcoached. Jeremy
Chin also. Yeah. And you're forgetting Dante Jackson, my friend. That dude's their CB2. He's a stud.
Here's my thing. I'm not saying that they are like no talent on the roster. I like the roster. I think they actually have quite a few playmakers. Even when you go to the offensive side, DJ Moore is in that actual underrated conversation. Every year, everybody puts Keenan on that list. The guy I don't think gets enough love or talked about is DJ Moore. And this team should win more games, and that's why Matt Rule will be fired. It's not that that the team doesn't have talent. It's that he's not getting the most out of the talent for whatever reason that is.
I kind of want to add wins to my freaking projection now. Jeez. Should we bring the projection on?
We're talking you into the Carolina.
Yeah, I'm starting to realize that's a long list of names that I didn't even really like.
All right, here's our predictions. Where's your guys? Just put your predictions in the comments. Let us know. Here it is.
Bada boom! Wow, we got a discrepancy over there in Tony Tucker land for who's winning this division. Tony, you think the Saints are dethroning the Bucks?
Yes, I do. This Bucks team has lost a lot. And they're starting out the year potentially without Chris Godwin. We have seen Mike Evans have a little bit of an injury. No Rob Gronkowski to come save the day. And the biggest thing is they lost 3 offensive linemen. That cannot be understated how much that means for Tom Brady to feel comfortable and deliver in the pocket, because I don't care what anybody says, does not want to stand there on the edge of retirement and have to potentially take big hits, rehabbing in the offseason. I just don't see that happening. I don't see him having the same level of commitment, knowing that the end is right there. Like everything he's doing says, this is my final season in his long career, the GOAT, no arguments. But I've never seen Brady sort of have so much sporadic attention to what is going on. So for that reason, I think the Saints, who have a great defense, Jameis Winston gets so much hate. They were 5-2 last year before his injury. That this team will compete. They'll get the edge in the tiebreaker. Like you can see there, Panthers, Falcons. I think they're going to be competitive. This is the reason I don't think Arthur Smith gets fired. Team doesn't have a lot of talent. They won 7 games last year. Team is going to be playing a rookie quarterback, and I think will show signs of fight. And Arthur Smith gets another year, even though they're 5-12, because Desmond Ridder will show enough to be like, hey, maybe next year it's a 9-win football team.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for the Saints is that separates them from being like a 9-10, maybe even 8 as a floor win team, and that 11-12 division winner team is going to be Jameis Winston's ability to not turn the ball over. At the beginning of last year, he showed that he actually was improved in that category, but he's got to keep that going even in the post-Sean Payton era. I don't know how much Sean Payton had to do with it. If Jameis Winston is playing clean football, this team is one of those teams that they say, the quarterback away, right? You look at the O-line, you look at the weapon core, you look at the defense. Like the quarterback is the fail point for the Saints this year. So if Jameis Winston can ball out, then your projection might come true, Tony. But Tony, you're messing up right now. You know that Tom Brady is watching this show right now, and he wants everyone to say the exact words you just said. Because every time it feels like everyone's doubting Tom Brady, he goes and wins the Super Bowl. And if the NFL is scripted, I'm just saying, if the NFL is scripted.
Here's the other thing too, Mike. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh, I called it. I called the demise of Tom Brady. I've been calling the demise of Tom Brady for a decade. So I'm not going to take credit in year 10 of every other year. I say this is it for Tom Brady. Like, I'm not going to do that. I am just saying, again, I have never seen Tom Brady be so sort of like, hey, I love playing football, but I'm not as focused as I've been in years past. And I have them in the playoffs. They're 11-6.
Yeah,
Tom Brady could still go to the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I don't think 12, 13, winning the NFC is on the table for them this year. I don't see it.
I was about to say that I can't wait for the day that Justin Herbert winning 11 games is the demise of Justin Herbert.
Well, Mike, we'll be old, and I don't even know if I'll figure out how to use technology, hologram technology in 15 years, 20 years when that's happening. I can't guarantee you I'll be on the show with you.
You look exactly the same, though. I can guarantee that, Tony.
I am aging like fine wine.
Joe, any call-outs? I see you tip of your tongue there.
Well, I did these before I knew Tom Brady was going and hiding out for a week and a half, 2 weeks. That would have changed my opinion just a little bit. I think I did it before they lost their second center for the season. But it's Tom Brady, and I've ruled him out before, and I'm not going to do it again. This is a weak NFC. I've said it once. I'll say it a million times. The NFC conference is weak. It's going to be easy for the Bucs to just roll over. Even if Kyle Trask comes in for a game, I'm sure they can win a game that way. The Bucs are too good, too talented to let one player or one injury knock them down. Multiple injuries, yeah, but I think they'll make it through this season. 13-4. I'm generous. I'm being generous. This is my ceiling, right? No, I'm just kidding. The Saints. I wish I would have gave the Saints a little one or two more. I talked them up a little bit, but I don't know. I have a little issue still with Winston. 2 years ago, I was still on the Winston bandwagon, and everybody was hating on me, saying Winston sucks, and that's why they brought in Tom Brady. And now everybody loves Winston again, right? It's crazy how the world turns. The Panthers, I like their defense. I'm just not trusting their offense. And the Falcons are crap. The Falcons and the Bears. Which one? Who's going to have the number one pick?
The Seahawks, too. Don't forget
them. Speaking of the North, so Joe, your prediction as of today has the Lions going to the playoffs over the Saints.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Good call. Back-to-back champs in this, guys. Back-to-back.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even say who won this division last year. What the hell? We've not been doing that all day. Where's my freaking paper? Oh, that's the one I crumpled up and threw.
It was just trash to throw it away. NFC South, I think, was the only division I won for the NFC or tied for the win. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but overall,
almost swept the whole thing.
Mike is the winner of the NFC overall.
Yeah.
I won the overall NFL. Joe won the AFC.
Yeah. So Tony, you're basically like a Super Bowl champion, and we're the two conference champions.
There we go. I'll take that.
How do you feel? Do you want to do a victory speech? This might be our last episode.
Let's just say, let's put this out there. I was the most consistent. I was first in the AFC and what? And I was pretty good. Second in the NFC. I was the most consistent. Mike won one, but Mike also got his butt kicked in the AFC. And then you were good in both of them.
And I'm supposed to be an AFC expert, right? Oh, I guess all our teams are in the AFC. Anyways, you guys, any challenges for me? I think typical Mike here with the generic take that it's going to be exactly how everyone thinks it'll be.
I don't think that that you're typical, because you have had some outrageous stuff that you have done, which includes the Bills having a 15-win season. There was another team that you were a little high on. And the more that I look at it, your 9-win projection for the Patriots, I want to circle back. They should have minimum 10 wins. So
it's one.
Doesn't matter. You can't disrespect Belichick like that.
I do have them missing the playoffs. So
as your punishment, you should right now go and cut the sleeves off of at least 2 of your hoodies to make up for having the Patriots less than double-digit wins.
I do have a lot of hoodies that I don't wear these days because
there you go.
I moved from cold climate to here, California, where you don't need hoodies. You don't even need pants, honestly. Walk around in your underwear. Anyways, that's our predictions for the South. Anything else that we should add? There it is. Good timing, Joe, with the single screen here. Anything else anyone wants to add? You in the back, Tony?
Yeah, I think this division is more interesting than it's been in a while, right? Because for the longest time, they had the situation where it was like the division winner changed every year. And then Tom Brady came, and it's been back-to-back years of him. Even though the Saints won it 2 years ago, we still felt like Brady was in control. And I think Brady's lost all 4 games against the Saints since he's been in the division. He did win the game that mattered, which was the playoff game. But I think that this division has a little bit more balance and intrigue than it's had in the past. And although our records don't necessarily reflect it for Falcons and Panthers, I do think that they are more competitive than some of the other garbage teams that we've kind of piled on here.
Joe, any closing statements?
I'm a genie in a bottle. You gotta rub me the right way.
Tom Brady makes another guest appearance on the show. Let's go. All right, guys. We will see you next time. I think that this might be the last episode. Not sure the order these are uploading in. Go check out the other division predictions. We have every division up by the time I think this one is uploading. So you can go to the playlist. You can go to the channel. You can find those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like this video to help us out a ton in the algorithm. Playoff bracket predictions are coming soon. We're predicting the playoffs before the season even starts because, yes, we are that channel that does that. And we're going to compete, too. We're going to bring up all these takes when the playoffs actually do go down. And then Super Bowl prediction video will be coming up right before NFL kickoff. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Again, hit that subscribe button. It's the M, it's the J, it's the T. And I want to give a shout out to Tom Brady for giving us a little hint of what's happening on The Masked Singer next week.
Free crab legs.